This one of them videos right here that's going to help a lot of people out if they ever find themselves locked up doing time inside of prison, okay? When you find yourself in situations and things that are thrown your way when you're locked up, a lot of times your mind may not even trigger if it's worth it or if it's not worth it, which means you may jump the gun in a situation that isn't that serious, and you might let something that you shouldn't have let slide. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about if you should be letting things slide inside of prison and what may happen if you do decide to turn your face and turn and look the other way if something comes your way and you don't handle it the right way. So let's get into it. I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. KFROG TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead now, man. Do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Today I'm going to be telling y'all when it comes to situations inside of prison, should you let it slide? Now, let's not get it misconfused. There's some situations that you definitely, by any means necessary, should not let slide. All right? And I'm going to break it down and I'm going to let you know why. All right, and I'm also going to let you know if it's something petty, something minor, should you let it slide, sweep it under the rug, and what may happen if you do, and how the outcome may, come out later on by that same simple little misunderstanding or whatever it is, okay? If this is your first time on the channel, my name's Frog, and 9 times out of 10, everything I talk about is prison related. I do not, like prison. I do not, encourage people to go there. I just want people to know what it's really like, all right? Now, of course, if someone disrespects you or comes at you sideways or does anything that seems like they're wrong, they're a flaw, or they're intentionally poking at you or trying to just try you to see if you'll stand up for yourself, of course, you cannot let that slide. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to take it there, okay? And some people, it's called planting seeds. Some people will intentionally do something just to see how you act, just to see how you'll respond, just to see if you're living like that or not. What I mean is, here's an example. If you're walking and you're in line and somebody walks by and bumps you or somebody cuts you in line, if you're standing there to get your tray and somebody intentionally comes and cuts you in line, 9 times out of 10, that right there was a seed being planted. That means they wanted to feel you out. They wanted to see how you were going to respond. You know what I'm saying? And the number one type of person they love to do that to is somebody that they haven't figured out yet. So if you're new, it's your first time in that dorm, or even if you've been there for a while and that person just came in and they don't know you, you don't know them, they're going to want to try to feel you out. They're going to want to try to come at you a certain way to see how you respond, how you react. You understand? And since it's prison, everybody has that alpha male mindset. So everyone that wants to feel you out and see how you are is going to take most likely a disrespectful way than a respectful manner. You understand? They're not going to intentionally come at you respectfully and stuff just to see who you are and how you act, because they're going to think that that looks like a sign of weakness for them. So they're going to try to come at you some type of way and do something, even if it's something petty, just to see how you respond, okay? Now, of course, I'm not saying, oh, he cut you in line, pull a knife out, jump on him, and just hit him up in the head a couple times. No, that's not what I'm telling you. But what I am telling you is to address it. You understand? Like, hey, bro, what you got going on, bro? Nah, I ain't on that. I ain't on that, bro. Like, at least shut it down is the best way I can explain it. You feel me? Because if you allow it to happen once, not only is that person that did it going to try you again, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger with the ways that they disrespect you, but other people
That's the main thing. Other people that are around are observing, whether you know it or not. Think about it. If you're in a dorm and say there's 100 people in that dorm and one person disrespects you, you think out of them other 98 people, you think nobody's observing? You think nobody's paying attention? Nobody's seen that? Of course. There's always somebody watching. You get what I'm saying? And once you let something slide that you shouldn't have let slide, people are going to slowly but surely start trying to take advantage and get over on you and disrespect you on things to where you realize your bid is just all disrespect now. Everything they do now, you know, you're going to see it's like, damn, they're intentionally trying me. You feel me? They're provoking me. They're poking at me. You know, all that could be avoided if you don't let certain things slide. And I mean the littlest things, you know what I'm saying? And it sucks because you'll find yourself in a situation to where you might feel like it's wrong, you know, to press the issue. You might feel like it's wrong to stick up for yourself or to, you know, try that person back. Like it might be an older person or a younger person who didn't mean no harm, who did whatever it is by mistake. You know, it wasn't intentionally. So you feel like, I don't want to, you know, try old school like that, you know. Bruh's just a little jit. He ain't know no better. You feel me? It's his first time also, you know, so I ain't finna, you feel me? And that can actually be a wrong move by you not addressing it, by you not straightening it, by you not making it known, like, hey, bro, check this out. Or, oh, hell nah, old school, yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? And other people look at it as a sign of weakness, even if you aren't weak. Okay? I told y'all a long time ago in videos where one time they did a shakedown when I was in prison. And when they do shakedowns, everybody knows who's been locked up. They throw people's shit everywhere because they want to start fights. Whatever's in your locker might be in that dude's locker 3 cells down. Or if you're in an open bay and you're in bunk 16, you might have 5 packs of tuna missing. You might have 3 that are in fucking bunk 3 now, and then you might have 2 that are over there in bunk 25. You see, the officers do certain things. And I told y'all one time how there was an old man, old school, real old dude, and he had pictures. He actually had pictures of one of my hoes, one of my females, like my baby mama and shit like that. And with toothpaste, he put it up on his locker lid to where when you open up his locker, you see it. And I remember I didn't notice them shits missing. You get what I'm saying? I didn't notice because there's so much shit during shakedown that you're hoping they don't find. You're worried about the contraband. You know, you're looking around. You're not thinking to count every single picture, not look at every. And one day I seen it there, and I went there and I took that shit off, old school shit. And I remember I looked at him and I said, old school. I said, boy, if you wasn't old, boy, I'd split your shit open right now, old school. He's like, oh, I didn't know. And then it wasn't even like a real picture, like, you know, it was a paper picture, like printed out. You know what I'm saying? So old school didn't know no better. It would have been different. It was someone's actual hard picture, but instead it was a piece of paper, and it was just like printer paper, printed out picture. You feel me? And I spared him. I let that slide because I know he was an old man, and I know he didn't mean nothing about it. You know, he wasn't intentionally trying to try me. You feel me? But it did sit in my mind though the next week after. Like, you know, my dogs were laughing and shit like, bro, that boy old school, hey, you baby mama, you know, making fun of me and shit. And here I know I spared old school. And when I say old school, I'm not talking about like no 40-year-old, 50-year-old. I'm talking about he would like in his middle, like mid 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like he was definitely an old man, bro. You feel me? Like, and I spared him. I know I did. But people were still, you know, egging on and shit like that, you know, trying to make it out of something that it wasn't. You feel me? But that just goes to show that people who don't know me, that weren't my homeboys, you know, if they didn't see the situation, they heard my homeboys making fun of me of it. They may have, you know, heard me checking the old man or whatever it was, you feel me? But I let it slide, you know. And for other people who weren't my homeboys that were just clowning me, them same type of people would try to look at it like, oh, bruh ain't living like that, man. Old school had pictures of us and he ain't do nothing old school. You see, and it's them little situations to where I felt bad for old school because here we have ourselves a situation and I feel like I might have to do something to you because if you were fucking 5 years younger, boy, you could have been in your 50s and I would have had to at least like slap you in your face or something, you know, which I don't believe in doing things to the elder. You know, you got to respect your elders, but at the same time, you know, it's prison, you know, so it's like People will understand when you let certain things slide, but also people will try to use that same thing against you or judge your character to think you're sweet. You see what I'm saying? In all reality, just for me telling y'all this, y'all know old school's intentions wasn't intentionally to do that. No old man that old would intentionally like, oh, I'm going to try this person and put their pictures right here, especially try, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you find yourself in situations that you shouldn't sweep under the rug, and you definitely got to react about them. And then sometimes you'll find yourself in situations to where you feel sorry for the other person because you know they meant no harm or it was a simple mistake. And that can lead to people trying you down the line if you don't handle it the right way. I, on the other hand, when I let that shit slide with that old man, and after a week went by, it still like ate me up in my head because I knew if it was anybody else, bro. Like when I told old school, boy, I wish you was a little bit younger, old school, because I'd be showing you, bro. Don't, man, hell nah, bro. Like, you know, I meant that when I told him I wish it was somebody younger. You feel me? Because I would have showed that I'm nothing to play with, you feel me? But since it wasn't, I had to, you know, kind of like, you know, and I didn't want to do nothing to no older person, you see? But like I said, certain people would look at it different wise. So next thing you know, later on, months later, I'm talking about months, like probably like 6 to 7 months later, I'm sitting there vibing. It's me and a couple of my homeboys. We're all just chit-chatting, hanging out, vibing on the phones and shit, laughing, vibing, making time go by. I got another one of my homeboys that literally, I knew him from another camp, but he wasn't even at this institution but like 2 months now. But I remember him from a different camp. So we're vibing, hanging out. It's him and all and shit like that. And then everybody's talking about their photos, what they got in their photo album, showing pictures of they, you know, their homeboys, their hoes, their kids, whatever it is to everybody. And while my dog was looking at my photo album, which was my same homeboy that looked at my photo album at another camp, at my last camp, he's looking at it and he's like, oh, what this? He's talking about shit. And I said, oh, yeah, that's my BM, or oh, yeah, that's one of my hoes right there, yada, yada. And he was like, oh, this the same one that I heard that the old man had one time up on his locker or some shit like that. So I'm like, where you hear that at? He was like, man, you know people talk, da 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 da. So I'm like, damn, see, people try to paint the picture. Like, if they spreaded the word and spreaded the part of him putting my picture on his locker, 9 times out of 10, they spreaded the word that I didn't do nothing about it either. You see what I'm saying? And that can make it to where people think shit's sweet and want to try you. You feel me? But I did make it known, like, old or not, you try me, bro, I'm busting you, bro. Straight like that, you know, like there's little things that I'm hearing people are saying and try to paint a picture about me and throw out there all because I let that slide when I know he didn't mean it. I know he meant no harm. He thought they were just some old ass pictures, you know what I'm saying? Even though he should have known them shits wasn't there before Shakedown. Now all of a sudden they're there in his locker. He was like, shit, you feel me? And when I addressed him about it, he told me the reason he put them on the lid is because when his locker's open, not only can he see the sexy female, he said, but other people walk by can see it, and whoever it is will claim it eventually. You see what I'm saying? That's what he was saying. Whoever's seen it would claim it eventually. He thought they were just printouts of some like celebrity female, you know, like a piece of paper. He didn't think it was actual photo. He's like, but whoever they belong to, you know, will eventually. Old school wasn't the type to ask the whole dorm, hey, anybody got these pictures? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like felt like I did the right thing. You know, because back in the day when I was younger, we would do stupid shit on the streets. And I've had some victims and some people that I did shit to on the streets that I felt sorry for after the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I had to do it. You know, you brought this amongst yourself. You get what I'm saying? And these be the type of things that you feel like you shouldn't have let slide. But then it be the other things that you feel like you should have let slide that you shouldn't have. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could be joking with one of your homeboys, and your homeboy could be talking all loud to you, rah-rah, and this and that. So you let it slide because it's your dog. But everybody else around really don't know. They just know that he called you that. So then word starts traveling that you let bruh try you. And then nobody's going to bring it to your attention. But next time you get into it with somebody, they're going to think they can get one over on you because you let bruh before talk to you like that. You feel me? And then when you show them, oh boy, this shit ain't sweet, yada yada, and you start standing up for yourself against this person, they're gonna come at you like you pick faces. Why you ain't do that when such and such tried you? Da 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 da. And in all reality, that's your homeboy. You didn't even feel tried. That's your friend. That's your dog. Y'all joke around with each other all the time. You see what I'm saying? But it just shows certain things you shouldn't let slide. You feel me? But at the same time now, I want to say this. If you're one of them type of people that feel like everybody's trying you with everything they do, so you want to always try to say something and this and that, you're going to find yourself in a lot of situations as well. Because just like people will try you because they think you're soft-spotted and you have a weakness because of something that you let slide before with someone else, just because that built up in them that they think you're pie, you're pussy now because they know you let something else slide, people will also try you because they feel like you got a chip on your shoulder. You know, so if you want to check everything the wrong way when it comes to not letting something slide, you're going to find yourself in a lot of problems also. You see what I'm saying? You got to watch the way you word things and the way you respond and react to certain situations. You get what I'm saying? Like if someone was cutting you in the canteen line, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're standing in the canteen line and there's someone out there that just wants to get a card check just to see if they got money on their shit, but they don't want to stand in line. You feel me? You're the next one at the window. You know, in all reality, if you were to let that person cut you in line, like, yeah, bro, go ahead. People behind you will start saying shit because you let him cut all of them also, right? But them same people ain't going to say shit if he intentionally cut you. Like, oh, bro, it is what it is, bro, and tries you. Everyone behind you is going to expect you to say something like you're the only one that got cut in line. But if you were cool with the dude and you let him skip you in line, they'll all say something about the fact that you let bro cut them. It's like, oh, what, you selling your spot now? You see? So if someone's standing there trying to get a card check and ask you, hey, can I just check my card real quick? The way I feel like it's the most respectful is be like, look, me, I personally don't care, you feel me? As long as it's straight with everybody else behind me. That's the easiest way that I feel like saying it. But if you're like, nah, bro, ain't none of that, bro. Ain't none of that. Then of course, you know, you said it in a disrespectful manner. You know, even though that wasn't that disrespectful, but by you saying that, it's still gonna, you know, make the people feel like you could have worded it different. You could have said it some better way. You feel me? I'll just be like, shit, hey, I ain't got no problem with it, but as long as, you know, everybody behind me straight, because not only are you getting in front of me, you're getting in front of all of them also. You see? If you say things the wrong way, it's like you got a chip on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the rec yard and there ain't no basketballs or footballs out there, so you got to holler at the rec orderly to get the balls so that way y'all can play. You know what I'm saying? You go up to him like, hey, excuse me, hey, bro, you think you can get the basketballs for us? You know, that's not you bowing down, but it's a respectful thing. Be like, hey, man, where them basketballs at, bro? The fuck, they got you as an orderly, bro, and you ain't got the ball. You know, it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta word things a certain way. You're gonna learn a lot while you're in there. You're gonna learn to have patience and you're gonna learn to observe. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, there's gonna be situations that you should have caught that you let slide, and there's gonna be situations that you know didn't notice that you let slide that you should have, you know, put down and stood up for yourself over. It'd be the littlest things that you don't think, and then other people are looking at it. You know, I've seen so many people who are in gangs, okay? Y'all know I'm not affiliated, I'm not a gang member, but I've seen a lot of people who are in gangs get in the shit and get violations by their own brothers because they let shit slide. There'd be someone they're cool with, and they be joking or whatever it is, and they let it slide, but word got around to the other brothers in the nation that, oh, they look pie, they look pussy, they look vulnerable, oh, we heard such and such did this, and then they'll make that person either go fight that person, and they'll still give them a violation, or they'll give them a violation, now they want to fight that person like it's that person's fault. You see, that's how it is. So you got to be one of them people, man. If you gonna stand up for yourself, stand up for yourself, you know, and sometimes, you know, you're not going to be able to come up with the right words or right slang or lingo at the time for the situation. So you might say something that seems more disrespectful than it really is. You might not mean intentionally disrespecting this person, just like they didn't mean intentionally to do whatever they did to what you're checking them over. And then it might lead to a fight. But in all reality, you think you're fighting that person because of what they did, but that person's thinking they're fighting you because you're disrespecting them about how you came about what they did. You see? That's why you got to be careful when it comes to letting shit slide. And my best advice is don't. you know, straight like that. Because it's more on your mind, and it's more of a headache, and it's more, you know, of having to worry or think of what someone else is going to do or how they're going to act or think of you by you letting it slide. So just don't. Hands down, just let people know. Even if it's they're in a playful manner and they're doing something playful, you know what I'm saying? Let them know back in a playful manner, bro. Out of no disrespect, you know, but yada, yada, yada. Let them know that, you know, you catch on to the little things, you know. Like, everybody's got, like, them person out there that they know on the street, someone they're cool with, that's their dog, they friends with, but they always throw little disses out there or whatever to, like, if they can whoop you. Or they'll throw a little diss out there like they better than you, or nobody can, you know, do better than them. And, you know, shit like that. You got to, like, draw that line. You know what I'm saying? Or let him know that off rip, like, just put an address on it. Like, there's 15 of us and you're saying this, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you feel like, you know, saying who you whoop, just put an address on it. You know, I know you ain't talking about me. You feel me? Like, you got to just draw the line when it comes to certain things. Because, like I said, letting things slide can be worse for you on the back end, you know, because people are going to try to take advantage of that and think that's how you are. Just because you got a good heart can get you hurt. As simple as that. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all drop in the comment sections and let me know. Have y'all ever found yourself in a situation to where you decided to let it slide? Or found yourself in a situation where you didn't want to hurt nobody, you didn't want to fight nobody, you didn't want to bring no harm their way or anything, but it was one of them situations that you could not let slide? You know, because them are what I feel like happens the most. You see what I'm saying? I feel like you will get more situations that you're going to feel like letting slide that you shouldn't, but you're going to feel like you should, than ones to where you know you can't let slide. You see what I'm saying? To where you know, oh, this intentionally, you know, I got to handle up. You feel me? I feel like you get more of the other ones than those. You see what I'm saying? But hey, my bid might not be the same as how your bid was. Your bid could be totally different. That's what the comment section's for. But anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I always say, y'all make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, lion-ass gnats, mosquitoes, snakes. Keep them all out your circle, man. Till next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. Cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.